guy who started my locks out here in LA, he like started commenting very mean and nasty stuff to me after I had promoted him, sent people to him unprovoked, like unprovoked. The people who follow me can vouch for this happening. He just started commenting like, why would you comb out your locks, which I can understand even that, but he started saying my hair was thin, that it was going to be damaged, that my hair was thinning with the locks, not like my hair was thin in general, but like it was thinning anyway, and it wasn't going to work out, and I was going to damage my hair, and it was going to be trash and all this other shit. And I'm just like, OMG. OMG, welcome back to DDO TV. It's been a minute. I mean, it's been a long periodically time since I recorded a video, but I'm back.
We have to sit out here and wait a long periodically time.
For how long? I don't know. It might not be a long time, but it's gonna be a good time. So, welcome back to my channel. Today, as you can see by the title, I will be discussing why after many starter lock appointments, I still have no locks. I also have to briefly discuss what happened to my last set of locks, which was my fault. So maybe that's just karma.
Gotcha, bitch.
Wow. So where do I start? I want to say in February of 2021, I decided that I was going to comb out my locks of 2 years. Why did I comb out my locks? I had no real reason other than the fact that I was itching to see my curl pattern without the heat damage. So when I started my locks in when did I start my shit? In 2018? 2019? Anyway, when I started my locks, if it was 2 years, okay, we're not doing that. When I started my locks, I had heat damage throughout my head, and luckily, I had gone to a loctician here in LA who I will not be mentioning any longer because we'll get to that. And I loved my locks. Like, I had no problem with my locks. Like, they were everything. They were perfect. They were everything I needed them to be and some more, and I should have left them that way, but I didn't. So I was like, ooh, I really want to see my curl pattern now that I don't have heat damage. Now that I had locks for 2 years, let me comb them out. So it took 7 whole days, but I was working from home at the time. I'm still partially working from home, but also working in person. Another conversation. I was every day during Zoom calls when I wasn't on camera, in my free time, I was just combing out locks. And what I did to comb them out was I saturated the entire lock with some Butterland Company conditioner and water, and I just started from the bottom, and I had like a comb with the teeth that are really close together, and I just started combing from the bottom, and I ended up with a bag of hair that I'll insert somewhere. It's like a sandwich bag size of hair, and my hair was to my butt. I will also insert pictures of that. I got a silk press, which I shouldn't have got gotten. I got a silk press probably like, I want to say the same week after I combed them out, just to get my hair trimmed, and my hair is super soft. So I went to the salon in LA. I had never been there. They used like a hot comb. If you know, you know. And with that hot comb, I got heat damage. I have heat damage in the front of my hair, and I have heat damage some strands in the back of my hair, and the most of the heat damage is like from here to here if I were to pull my hair down so you could see it. So obviously that made me sad because I literally saw my curl pattern without heat damage, I want to say a total of 2 or 3 days. My first little wash and go whatever. I'm excited. This is cute. Like, hey girl, have a happy Saturday. Bye. And I loved my loose natural hair and it being long or whatever. My hair was long when I started my locks, so it wasn't like the first time I had long hair or something. It wasn't down to my butt. It was more so like maybe bra strap length when I first started my locks. So it was just like going back to what I knew before, but it wasn't going back to what I knew before because my hair texture was different. it was long, but I feel like it was somewhat like too long. I mean, I know that sounds crazy because people pay for bundles every day and be like, oh, I want my hair to be long, blah blah blah, but like it sounds good in theory, and even me being a loose natural sounded good in theory, but I didn't really want to do it because I want to say like a month or two later I was like, I really can't do this shit. I don't know what to do to my hair. I don't know why I wanted to be loose natural again. Like no thanks. Like somebody restart my locks. So I decided I would restart my locks multiple times, and I couldn't find anybody. I didn't want to go back to the person who started them before, because one of my friends and I were on live one day, and I was talking about how I was thinking about combing out my locks at the time, and I had posted the live on my Instagram story. I mean, on my Instagram, yeah, on my Instagram story and on my actual feed, and that wasn't all my friend and I were talking about, but that was just a part of it. And the guy who started my locks out here in LA, he like started commenting very mean and nasty stuff to me after I had promoted him, sent people to him unprovoked. The people who follow me can vouch for this happening. He just started commenting like, why would you comb out your locks, which I can understand even that, but he started saying my hair was thin, that it was going to be damaged, that my hair was thinning with the locks, not like my hair was thin in general, but like it was thinning anyway, and it wasn't going to work out, and I was going to damage my hair, and it was going to be trash and all this other shit. And I'm just like, where's this coming from? Because we was cool and you was posting me 24/7 every time I came to the shop. He posts all his clients, so I'm not saying I'm special, but like we was really cool, or so I thought, you know. And my stance was like, I understand being a creative, being an artist, being a hairstylist, and like feeling like I put a lot of time, energy, and effort into your hair, but he wasn't the only one consistently maintaining my locks because he's a popular loctician. And I was going in and out of town at the time when I first started my locks. I was like half in New Orleans and half in LA, because my ex lived in New Orleans at the time, and I had like a loctician in New Orleans. I had a loctician here, him, and then I had I feel like I had like 2 different locticians in New Orleans at one point. But either way, I was he was not the only person maintaining my hair, because he was super booked all the time. He was taking new clients. I also had another loctician here, but he moved back home. But he was so cool. If he would have still been here, he would have started my shit and it would have been fire. I already know. But anyway, he moved back home to wherever he was from. I forgot now. But anyway, because of that, I didn't get the same person to restart my locks, and that was sad because I feel like he really did a great job. Like outside of him like wanting to go ham on me after I decided to comb out my locks, like he did an amazing job with my hair, especially considering how heat damaged it was, and the fact that like I ended up with these locks that I'll insert somewhere. It was a miracle to me, and forever people had told me my hair wouldn't even lock because of how soft it was and blah 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 blah. Anyway, so speeding up to now, I set an appointment. My first starter lock appointment that I finally set was on September the 11th, which is my great grandma's birthday, and she passed away in 2009. If you know me, you know we were really super tight, close, like no person closer to me. And I was like, okay, wow, like I'm gonna set the appointment on her birthday, and then it'll be her birthday that I'll be celebrating, and the anniversary of my locks at the same time. And the person that I booked with, I had never been to. It's a girl who does locks here in LA, and she had a family emergency that day, so she ended up not being able to do my locks. And then after that, she had told me like, oh, like I'll let you know when I'm back. She had like went out of town and everything. She was like, I'll let you know when I'm back in LA so I can do your locks. Long story short, she never let me know. I follow her on Instagram and I could see that she was back and doing people's hair, but like I was like extremely understanding, extremely like, you know, things come up. Like I'm not gonna be like, oh, like if you, because you couldn't do my hair, like you say you had a family emergency, like that's serious. Like I don't play with people's lives like that. So I was like, okay, cool. But she never hit me back up. I hit her up like twice after that, but like I'm not gonna beg you to like do my hair. Like I'm not gonna beg to pay you, if that makes sense. But I really do like the way she does locks, so I was still like open to it, but that didn't work out. So then I was still looking on Instagram like for locticians, and I came across this girl who actually is from North Carolina. I'm from North Carolina too, and I saw on her page she was from North Carolina, and she works out of this braiding salon. I mean, it's like a chain of salons on Wilshire Boulevard here, and like they got a braid salon, like a weave salon, a barbershop. Anyway, she works out of that franchise. I think it would be a franchise, but anyway, she works out of those salons. And I went in to get my starter locks, and we had a consultation the day before. She was so sweet, she was so nice. She told me she had been doing locks, I want to say for like 5 years or something like that. And I was like, okay, cool, bet, whatever. She seemed knowledgeable about like the actual care of your hair, and not just like locks themselves, like, but actually like taking care of your actual hair. So like the next day she was starting my locks, and like, you know how you can feel somebody's energy and like they kind of feel unsure, or like something is a little off or wrong. So as she was going through, like, she was like showing me the different parts, and she was like, is this okay? Like, is this the size? Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah. And somewhere like, I want to say maybe a quarter way through the appointment, I wouldn't even say mid, maybe a quarter, I had to use the bathroom. So I was like, oh, after you do this next lock, can I go to the bathroom? And just to explain the unsure energy thing, if you can't feel people's energy, like physically I can feel people's energy. So if that's not something you can do, or not something you're familiar with, or you just don't get what I'm saying, like, she was like parting, and then she would like comb it out, and like she would like repart it and comb it out again. And I was just like, damn, like, why she keep doing that? But like, I was like, oh, maybe she's trying to get my parts crispy, you know. And if you know me, you know I like some crispy parts, period. Even when my hair was straight, that part was crispy. So I was like, okay, she's just trying to do her thing. Like, don't overthink it. So like, I don't overthink it. I'm like, okay, whatever. But then I go to the bathroom, and you know, when you go to the bathroom and you in the salon and you get your hair done, you're gonna look at your shit and be like, how is it looking? Like, what's going on? So I like put my head down and like take a picture of my hair, and I like look at it, and I'm like, damn, like my middle part is like over here, like over here. So I'm like, wait, like that's not what I'm trying to go for here. Like, my part is too far over for it to have been the middle part. Also, for me to have started locks at this point, the first that I had for 4 months, but I didn't like the part sizes, and this was way back in like 2018. So I took them out after 4 months, and then I got them redone in 2019, and that's the set I had for 2 years. So for me to have got my locks started twice before now, I knew like how usually they part your hair in 4 sections, and then they just start on the sections in the back. So that's not what she did from the beginning, and I felt a little weird about it. And plus her energy was unsure, and she kept redoing the same one over and over. So when I went back out, I was still trying to be patient with her though, because when I said this was the sweetest girl, like, she was so sweet, she was so kind. Like, I had no reason to be rude. I feel like you shouldn't be rude to people when they're giving you a service anyway, because it's like your service gonna be screwed. So do better, you know, be kind. So I'm like, hey girl, like, I was looking in the mirror and I noticed like some of my parts seem to be like far over, and I think it's supposed to be the middle part, but it's not exactly in the middle of my head. But I was like, I know you're working on the back right now, which was weird because she started in the front instead of the back. That's what like caught me off guard, and she didn't have it parted in like the 4 sections, but like everybody different. So I was like, maybe it's gonna be fine. But I was like, hey girl, I noticed the part is like kind of over and not in the middle of my head. Like, can we fix it after you finish, you know, working on the back? And I thought everything would be fine, because I mean, the whole time she had been like talking me through like the sections and like making sure it was the right size. But like the part itself I had never seen. Like, she was just like giving them to me on the side and be like, look at it, like, is it right? You know, my hair is long, so like doing a coil, you gonna see it hanging right here. Or like doing a twist, you would see it hanging. So I was like, yeah, look, it looks the right size for starting off, whatever. I had shown her pictures of the previous guy starting them and like what they look like, because I documented my journey before. So I got pictures, I got videos. I'm like, I want it exactly like this, same size, everything perfect, just like this. So she was like, okay, after I asked her, like, because she fixed it when she was finished doing whatever section, because she fixed the part, she was like, okay, I'll be right back. And I was like, okay, cool. And it was like an abrupt, I'll be right back. And I was like, oh shit, like, what's going on? Like, did I miss something when I was in the bathroom? Like, what's happening? So she came back and she was like, so I'm gonna get my friend who's upstairs, who's a really what's the word, experienced loctician, to finish your hair for you. At this point, I had paid this girl a deposit, I want to say, or had I paid her a deposit? I don't know. I don't think I had paid her a deposit, because like we had done a consultation literally the day before, so I was paying her all at once, I think, or maybe I had. I don't even remember. But anyway, I'm taking a bet. I'm like, wait a minute. So I was like, huh?